All right, the college results for week 6 is up. It actually was up a couple of days ago. I got lazy to do it, just being honest. So let's go ahead and go through the results, and then I'll go through the picks for the 32 games this week, since 2 games last week were canceled. And we'll go ahead and do the picks for this week, week 7. Division 1, T. Kirk at 130 and 48. He's still first place overall in this tournament. He's got a big lead over everybody. You got Ferris Muhammad at 113, myself at 110, Big Bear at 106. Division 2, you got Nate. Roby Reds at 113 and 65. Uncle Nasty comes in at second at 112 and 66. Antonio at 101 and 77. Division 3, you got Weston Flores, 114 wins. Noel, 109. Nick Fargo, 108. And Mitchell, 106. Division 4, you got Troy, Justin Kelm at 106. You got Robert at 103. Josh Denoncourt at 100. Division 5, you got Trevon at 114, Morgan at 110, Justin Evans at 107, and JoJo at 93. Division 6, you got Raymond at 112, Melantis at 112, Jeremy at 111, and Brandon Lott at 105. Division 7, you got Tyler at 115, Kendall at 109, Michael Kuntz at 106, Anthony Shen at 105. In Division 8, you got James Lindquist, Brazzy, and Fernando at 108 and 70. That's a real competitive division, by the way. And Seth B at 103 and 75. So again, tournament-champions.com. The link is at the bottom of the description. Now let's go through the picks. All right, let's turn it up. All right, I'm ready to make my college picks. There's a game on Wednesday, so you guys got to give it today. Today. All right. Ghetto Music, classic by Outkast. All right. The first game is App State at Lafayette. I'm going to go ahead and go with my boys. App State on my phone. Trying to be a smart ass. Friday, you got 2 games. You got Memphis at Tulane. This should be a very interesting game. I think Tulane, despite their last game was canceled, I think that they'll come back in front of their Floridians and they'll get the win against Memphis. Memphis is really good this year, too. Their only loss was to Ole Miss. I think they could have beaten Ole Miss. Mississippi State at BYU. That's going to be a tough one, too. I'm going to go BYU at home. All right, now we're on Saturday, which is 29 games, I believe. Let's go ahead and start. Arizona at Colorado. I got... Shit, this is going to be a really good game, man. I think both of these teams deserve to make the playoffs if they had a freaking top 16, but let's go ahead and go with Colorado at home. NC State at Clemson. I'm going to go with the undefeated Clemson, of course, to represent. Western Michigan at Akron. I'm going to go with undefeated Western Michigan. They're the real deal. Iowa at Purdue. I'm going to go with Iowa on the road. Big game for the Big 12 there. Kansas at Oklahoma. Kansas State. Another Big 12 game. I got Oklahoma Sooners to win. West Virginia at Texas Tech. Be looking for the Mountaineers to continue on that win as West Virginia takes it. Illinois at Rutgers. I'm going to go with Rutgers. Minnesota at Maryland. I got Maryland. Eastern Michigan at Ohio. I got Ohio. Western Kentucky at Middle Tennessee. I got Middle Tennessee. Wake Forest at FSU. I'm going to go with Florida State Seminoles. Ball State at Buffalo. I'm going to go with Ball State. Central Michigan at Northern Illinois. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Central Michigan. Alabama at Tennessee. You know what? Give me the upset. I got the Tennessee Volunteers to win. USC at Arizona. I'm going to go ahead and go with USC. New Mexico at Air Force. I'm going to go with Air Force. Northern Western at Michigan State. I'm going to go with Michigan State. Michigan State kind of fell off, by the way. UNC at Miami. Interesting game. I'm going to go with Miami Hurricanes to win, despite the fact they lost last week. Nebraska at Indiana. I got Nebraska to maintain a 6-0 record. New Mexico State at Idaho. I got Idaho. Florida International at Charlotte. I'm going to go with Charlotte. Florida at Atlantic at Marshall. I got Marshall at home. Then you got Ole Miss at Arkansas. I got Arkansas. Let me scroll down. Let me go ahead and all right, let's see what the next one is. It's hold on, I got lost here. Okay. It's Tulsa at Houston. So Houston lost to Navy last week. I told y'all motherfuckers they may not run the table. Bunch of Houston bandwagoners here. Bunch of U of H bandwagon fucks. You lost. Go Longhorns, bitch. Got Houston over Tulsa. Temple at UCF should be an interesting game. I got UCF to win. Ohio State at Wisconsin should be very interesting here. Give me Wisconsin to upset. Iowa State at Texas, which I'll be giving a preview right now. I got UT, Texas. Honestly, there's not really much to say. Iowa State and Texas are at the very bottom of the totem pole right now, as you can see on the Big 12 standings right now. Baylor and Oklahoma are obviously number 1 and 2. Oklahoma State is number 3. TCU is 4. West Virginia is number 5. Texas Tech is 6. Even Texas Tech is ahead of us. We're at the bottom with Kansas and Iowa State because obviously we're all winless in our Big 12 conference. So, with that being said, all eyes are on Charlie Strong this week. Everyone's saying that he most likely will get fired if we lose to Iowa State. Iowa State is 1-5 and 0-3 in the Big 12 conference. Let me tell you something. Iowa State's no joke. Other than their big loss to Iowa, 62-3 or some shit, they've actually been playing almost every team after that pretty well, and all the games are pretty close. Texas does lead the all-time record 11-2. And then we're also 6-1 in Austin against them. So this is going to be a very interesting game here. Iowa State's averaging 14.3 points and 317 yards of total offense in the first 3 games. They're now averaging 39 points a game and 472 yards. That's just amazing. Cyclones have recorded 400 yards of total offense in each of its last 3 games. The last time we met, it was last season, and it was a 24-0 decision to the Cyclones. Iowa State controlled time of possession battle and pounded on the ground, totaling 238 rushing yards. Michael Dixon punted a career-high 9 times in the loss, averaging 45.8 yards per punt. Peter Jenkins had a strong game for the UT defense, sacking the quarterback 2 times and leading the team to 9 tackles. Jason Hall, Nashon Hughes, and Ponda Ford all had 7 tackles in a defeat. So we met last year. We beat them 24-0. Now it's a rematch. And because we're in the Big 12 conference, so we're going to be playing all of our Big 12 teams, obviously. And this is going to be a very big game here. Do I think we'll win this game? I think so. I think somehow UT plays well at home, and we always match up well against Iowa State. So I think somehow we'll outbeat Iowa State. If we lose this game and we drop to, 0-3 in the Big 12 and 2-4 overall after going 2-0 and losing 4 straight, I think Charlie Strong, I don't think he'll be fired this week assuming we lose, but I think he'll probably be fired later on in the year. I think they should at least let him finish the rest of the year because it doesn't matter. Whatever head coach you bring in, other than to say you're going to give him experience behind the headset, there's really no reason to promote anybody right now. Just let the ship sink. If the ship sinks, let it ride. That's what I always got to say. If you're going to fire Charlie, make sure it's at the end of the year. I don't see any relentlessness in this offense. I don't see any creativity anymore. This 18-wheeler package that we're running, that Sterling's got us running, offensive coordinator, teams are reading well against it. Tyrone Swoops, he fucking sucks, okay? He can't throw the ball. He can't throw. He's basically RG3. Other than the read option, he sucks. 3rd and 4 last week. Big opportunity to get the first down. And what do? You run the 18-wheeler package. You bring out Shane Bichelle on 3rd and 4. You got 8-9 guys in the box. They're daring us to throw the ball. And they're like, no, we're going to run the ball because you know Tyrone Swoops sucks and you know he can't throw the ball. He's inaccurate. He sucks. Chris Warren III still out. He's going to probably be out for the rest of the season. At this point, we're just playing for a bowl game. Just some crappy-ass fucking Peach Bowl game. I don't even really care anymore. in order for Charlie to keep his job, he's probably going to have to at least go 8-4. Reasonable 8-4, and we've already lost 3 games. So he would have to basically win out and only lose one more in the process. I don't see that happening. We got a game against Baylor on October 29th, and we're probably going to get our ass kicked in that game. Baylor is number 1 in the Big 12. It's most likely, I think, Baylor's division. It's basically Baylor's conference to take this year. I think Baylor's got a very talented offense. They got a good head coach over there. Got a very good defense. They got a lot of momentum right now, and they're 5-0 overall and 2-0 in the Big 12. It's probably going to be Baylor and Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship, unless somehow West Virginia creeps in there and starts winning their conference games. Because right now they are 4-0, and they should be noticed for that. But 3 of their games was out of conference, so they're only 1-0 in the Big 12. So they still got to beat the Oklahoma States, the TCUs, the Oklahomas, the Baylors, Texas Tech, stuff like that. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. There's really not much to say about this game. This game is just going to be the stepping stone to see what Charlie Strong's future is going to be. If we lose this game, I guarantee you it'll probably be towards the end of the season. But as you see us going 2-4 and beyond that, they'll probably lead to his termination, most likely. He's going to have to win this week to probably try to at least salvage his season for the rest of the games. You lose this game to Iowa State, it's a big game. This is a winnable game against a 1-5 team. Even though the last 3 games they've been averaging 39 points a game, which is more than us, I still think this is a winnable game at home. We control them at home at 6-1 all time, and this is a game that we must beat them in. We have to win this game. It's a must-win for Charlie Strong's job. So we'll see what he brings to the table, because it all comes down to play calling. The talent is there. The talent is there. As Shane Buechele, John Burt, fucking Beard, that guy that we got, that freshman, Johnson, he's pretty good. He's a pretty good wide receiver. We got the Foreman brothers. I mean, we got ourselves a pretty good team. Chris Warren, the third, other than the fact he got hurt, he's pretty good. Then we got Yante Davis at cornerback position. He's pretty good. We got a solid squad. Edison at linebacker position. We got a good squad. But the thing is, it comes down to coaching. We don't have the coaching that puts us in position to win. So Charlie Strong, you brought in that offensive coordinator. If you get fired, he's probably going with you. That 18-wheeler package will not be with us next year if your ass is gone. You take Sterling with you. Can we salvage this season? It starts this week. We beat Iowa State. We can salvage this season. Maybe to a formidable 8-4, 7-5 record. Try to at least make our season something worthwhile. Because right now it's going down the toilet. And I want to bring UT back to what it used to be. Everybody used to want to play for Texas. Now it's like, oh, you beat Texas. This school used to be one of the best schools to play for in the Big 12. If you didn't want to go to Oklahoma, you either went to Oklahoma or you went to University of Texas. That's just the way it was in this Big 12. Nobody wanted to go to any other school in the Big 12 conference except for University of Texas or Oklahoma Sooners. And unfortunately, UT is starting to lose some ground here in terms of recruiting. You bring U of H next year here, probably going to be worse in terms of recruiting-wise. They say we may get University of Houston's head coach. I doubt it. They'll probably throw him some large contract he can't refuse. Now it's saying on the CSSN fan poll, should the CFB playoffs go to 8 teams? Yes. I voted just now, and let's see what it says, because I'm about to sign off out of here. Polls results. It's saying here, according to the pie chart, let's see how 4 teams do. It's a small percentage. Yes, but the G5 teams right here, and then absolutely and ASAP, please. So most of this pie chart is saying the top 8 schools. Only a small percentage is saying only the top 4. That's the results based on my votes. So anyways, I'm signing out. Go UT Longhorns, and I'll give an afterthoughts review after the game's over on Saturday.